welcome in everybody. This is City Skylines 2. I'm Canadian Moose Plays, and we get to bring you our first build series, unrestricted. Super excited to bring this to all of you. Let's choose a map. I think I'm going to go with Mountain Village for this one. I really like the layout of it. I was so tempted to go with San Francisco, but I feel like a lot of people might do it, and I'm worried that it will trap me in a box of trying to recreate San Francisco, and I want creative freedom. We're leaving unlimited money on. The series will be called Strathcona, or the city will be called Strathcona. And yeah, let's dive in. I'm so excited to bring this to all of you. But first, I gotta give a huge thank you to Paradox and Colossal Order. This series will continue beyond the launch date, so after October 24th, when everybody has the game, we will still be building this series, but I get to premiere it early for all of you. And that's, again, a huge thank you to Colossal Order and Paradox. I've been, blown away by this opportunity. So cool. A huge kind of bucket list moment for me. So Paradox, Colossal Order, if you're out there listening, thank you all so much for this opportunity. We're going to kick things off with a cool tip here. Turn off the snap to guide lines option that we turned off there at the bottom below the parallel mode there. I've found that helps to prevent the grid from breaking so much. It seems that the grid breaks a lot easier in this one than City Skylines 1 because it's snapping to the grid lines. And when it snaps to a line that's not aligned with your grid, that will cause it to break. Turning, again, the snap to guidelines off seems to rectify that. And that's been kind of my solution. It is cool that is in there, and it will be really useful for interchanges. But currently, not so much because it breaks the grid all the time. And I don't like that. So here we are. I'm laying out using the grid feature for the roads to kind of start planning out the city, what way grids will face. And yes, this is going to be a grid city. Now, we did a poll discussing things such as, discussing one topic, which is what do you want to see build-wise? Toronto/Vancouver or more rural Canada A. Now, I'm going to try and incorporate ideas from Toronto, Vancouver, British Columbia, and Montreal, Quebec into this build. Now, I don't have the assets to perfectly replicate it, so I will still be tying in a lot of creative freedom. We will give Toronto and Vancouver a proper series as we acquire assets, assuming that creators out there, mainly Smileys and Reaper, are willing to recreate some of the gems that they created for City Skylines 1. So there will be a little bit more creative freedom, but this is a city that exists definitely in British Columbia because of the mountains. And it'll be a cool little Canadian city that will reference real cities throughout it, but it's going to be a really creative, freely creative, a cool way to express myself in this game. Because when I first, also, one thing that I totally forgot to mention, embargo's lifted, so I can talk about everything freely. I'm going to try to in this one, so I might not be talking about what's on screen as much. There are areas where I slow the footage down for all of you to enjoy, mainly when we hit achievements. This episode, though, is going to focus more on talking about the game than what you're seeing on screen. So, yeah, let's talk about it. The game, I'm allowed to freely talk about it. NDA has lifted. What are the pros? What are the cons, I guess, is a good way to kind of break it down. So, the big pro for me, when I first got access to this game back in August, I didn't like it. I'll just be honest. I didn't like it. It wasn't, I never wanted a City Skylines 2. I just really wanted a better optimized City Skylines 1. I was so happy with that game and how it was. But yeah, I don't know. It took me a while to enjoy it. And that's because I was comparing it to City Skylines 1. The second that I started playing this game as a brand new city builder, forget that Colossal Order made it. Forget that Paradox is involved. Treat it like this is a brand new city builder from, a company that's just putting it out for the first time. When I approached it like that, without using the lens of City Skylines 1, holy heck, did it make this game so much more fun, to the point where I love it. I haven't touched Cities 1 since, I think it's been like 2 weeks now. I'm really, really enjoying this when I look at it that way. And it's because I approached it, with the wrong mentality, and it led to me being, things that I missed and wish that they included. But I really do enjoy it. The seasons are absolutely phenomenal. Holy heck, did they nail it? You'll see autumn trees in this series. You'll see winter trees, like proper seasons. And I think they captured it really, really well. Some of the cons, definitely performance. So I don't know. I stick to, even when I've been playing this off and not recording it, right? We did do that 3-part series. The performance is kind of rough, not gonna lie. It's tough. It's definitely made me consider getting a 2 PC setup for when I stream it. Obviously, creating videos, that's fine. It's not gonna be an issue, but streaming is my other main source of income that I do. And I'm nervous about streaming it. I'll be streaming it while this video's out. We'll see what happens, but I'm really nervous about that. So performance is the biggest red flag for me and kind of thing that upset me. The only thing I ever wanted from a sequel to this, again, I didn't want a sequel. I just wanted a better optimized, better performing City Skylines 1. And unfortunately, we get a City Skylines 2 that also underperforms, which was a huge negative to me and something that definitely, is a little bit upsetting and frustrating. So that would be like the biggest con to it. But overall, I've really, really enjoyed the game so far, and it set a kind of a blueprint of like, man, this game, I'm almost more excited for this game in 2 years than I am for the launch of it. Obviously I've had access to it and super fun, exciting, yay, but like, yeah, I'm more excited to see this game in 2 years. And I'm also so excited for console players. Yes, it's frustrating that console got delayed, but this game overall is a huge win for console players, which is really, really exciting. I'll keep on mentioning some of the things as we go through it. Again, like the grid's breaking, I kind of figured out and understood why they broke. That hasn't become so much of a negative to me once I understood it, because at first I was like, what the heck? The grid is breaking worse than Cities 1. I could zone way easier in Cities 1, but I wasn't fully understanding what was going on. And once I understood that it was the way that the road was snapping to guidelines that were off from the grid that would cause it to break, and there's an option to remove that, I enjoyed it a lot more, zoning. And I don't know, I don't look at it as a con anymore because there's a super simple fix for it. So we'll talk a little bit about what's going on screen here. And again, I'll bounce back between positives and negatives, but I'll be dropping, I think, another video. I kind of want to try and get one out for Monday. So in the comments of this video, yeah, I don't know, just let me know everything. What do you want to hear from me? Maybe I'll do like a Q&A, well, a Q&A, or I guess a Q&A would be like question and education. Look at that, eh? No, we'll do a Q&A for the next video. So I'll answer your questions. So if you put a question in the comment, you'll probably be featured in the next video. I'll answer your comments in that one. Yeah, we'll do something like that. I'll maybe have more building footage, and I'll figure out what the footage is going to be. But yeah, comment your questions, what you want to hear from me before the game comes out. We'll put, I think, 2 more videos out before the game's public for everybody. So Q&A in the next one. Comment below your questions, everything you want to hear about the game, and I will do my best to answer that and include it in the next video, which will likely be on a Monday. So the grid here was a little bit off. I wanted 2 by, what is it, 2x4? Lots here, but unfortunately I couldn't get it there. So I figured, well, I could just draw a path. My thinking is that there's not bike infrastructure in the game right now, obviously, but my thinking is that if they do add bike infrastructure, it'll probably be the same width. Like if they add a bike path, it would probably be the same width as a pedestrian path. And actually, shout out to Teddy Radko. He's the one that introduced me to this idea. And I was like, yeah, of course, that makes complete sense. Now, it could be whatever. Who knows? We don't know yet. But I'm going to start using pedestrian paths in places where bike paths would be as a spot where we can come in and upgrade that should they add it to the game. But I had a better idea. Also, here's a con. The buildings, man, I really wish there was a way that the building didn't want to zone to alleyways. They added alleyways to the game. So heckin' exciting. But I don't want my buildings to zone to it. I get why there's no way that they could have done it, right? You had to, like, because you could use that road, that alleyway road, to create rural suburbs, right? Which is really cool. So I get it. I guess it's not like, I don't know. It's just a frustration, but there's no way that they could have fixed it, I don't think. They did their best. It just drives me heckin' crazy, but there's nothing that they could have done realistically there for that. It's just something we have to live with and learn workarounds for it, right? But yeah, so coming on here, what I think I'm going to do in this empty space to the left that you're seeing, I think that it would be perfect to add some rail. What if we have train come underneath the bridge that leads to the roundabout, and then it kind of loops past that and through this city? Maybe it transforms the way that this looks, because I love grid cities when the grid breaks. You know, people often talk about grid cities being boring, but I find them incredibly exciting. Plenty of real world examples, most notably in my neck of the woods, Kingsway in Vancouver, British Columbia. It just randomly shoots off its own way, randomly. And when you look into it, it's actually because of the streetcar, so it's not really that random. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It actually got me educated on Vancouver. I remember looking at that street and being like, what the heck is this street doing? And yeah, it was because of the streetcar history that was built to be a straight route to downtown, connecting all the way from New Westminster, which is really, really cool. And tomorrow, I have a new video coming out. It's my shortest video on the channel, just short of that 8-minute goal, you know. Yeah, it's my shortest video on the channel, but it's a new topic for me, a new type of video format. So let's talk a little bit about the channel here real quickly. I really kind of want to start introducing more urbanism topics from channels that I look up to: City Nerd, City Beautiful, About Here, and incorporate those topics through the lens of City Skylines 2. So expect more videos like the one that you'll see tomorrow, longer format, proper video length. This is just me kind of testing the waters while still airing build videos, because I know, we did the poll, seemed like the highest was between regular series, which everybody wants to see, so you'll get that, but then there was a decent amount that are interested in urbanism topics through the lens of City Skylines 2, which is really, really cool. So City Skylines 2 comes with turning lanes that you saw me adding there to the road, so I came in, adjusted those roads, and now we're going to add in the hospital. As mentioned, I've slowed down areas and points of interest for you all to make it more digestible, and I hope you like this format. I think it's an easier way to consume certain things like the buildings here. I slowed this down so you can see me add building upgrades, and I think this is how I'm going to approach the videos going forward. Gives you, more real time, and you can pause the video too just to see and learn about the stuff here. Obviously, the medical clinic up on the top there. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that, because I know a lot of people were asking for, I wish the video was sped up so you could fit more into my 3-part series. And I'm glad that I kept it slowed down, but I'm going to try and give a mixture to both of you, because I do like, some people express that they really like that. So I'm going to try and incorporate both sped up footage and slowed down footage for everybody, and focus on the parts that I think are most valuable and slow that footage down for everybody. So I hope you enjoy that. I was messing around with the roads because I thought you could maybe create a continuous median by changing the way that the turning lanes are, but I didn't get it to become a continuous median. I could have sworn that I saw that happen. Maybe it's the 6-lane road. I could have sworn it was a possibility that I made happen early on when I was testing out the game, but yeah, maybe it's the 6-lane road and not the 4-lane. It would be really cool though if it is the 4-lane. So alleyways are everywhere in Vancouver, British Columbia. And again, we're taking inspiration on this from Vancouver, BC, Toronto, Ontario, and Montreal, Quebec. And so I really want to make sure that we're including alleyways everywhere, even residential areas, right? They have just alleyways everywhere. I wish there was more assets that had no driveways, because driveways, like for a lot of the areas surrounding, and especially like you check out like Kitsilano area, but a lot of these areas have no driveways, and they just have alleyways with a garage in the back, and that's where people park, or they just park in the alleyways, or they park on the street from the homes. But so much of Vancouver just doesn't have driveways. They're just like not a thing. So there I am again, had to delete the alleyway so I could get that house facing the right way, and we got a cool, weird, I feel like I could do better here. Again, this series is called A Detailer's Guide to City Skylines 2, so I'm trying to incorporate that in and showcase how we can craft a realistic, beautiful, detailed city with the limitations that the game presents. And I think with this series, I'm going to keep it completely vanilla. So if mods do come out for the game, assets, anything like that, I think this will be my first ever vanilla series that will stay vanilla. So I hope you'll enjoy that. This won't be, I won't add any mods to this. I won't add assets. As the workshop starts to fill up, I will come in and start a new series for all of you. A series that's, you know, focus on assets and mods, but let's keep this vanilla for the game as we all learn the game together here. So I'm going to come in and detail that up with some beautiful like flower bushes, cultivated bushes, and then add some trees to the center here and doing clusters. One thing that I know for certain, holy heck, I miss Move It so much. So much. You know, we're just talking about keeping this vanilla and not adding mods, right? Listen. It's going to be tough when I see Move It go on the workshop. But, and prop line tool, I'm already talking about, you know, nope, Moose, it stays vanilla. You've already said it. It's on record, okay? It's on record here, so all of you can hold me accountable. If it's like, hey, I see that Move It icon, you know, you all can hold me accountable and reference this, this video. But no, yeah, it's making me appreciate a lot of the things that I kind of, you stop appreciating, you know, when I'm playing this game but the experience has been great. Again, you know, I haven't had too terrible performance issues. You know, in the server that I was a part of, a lot of people said that they did at bigger cities. You know, it takes long for me to build because I like to detail and I like to take my time. I'm a slow city builder. It's how I am. It's how I'll always be. And that results in smaller populations. So I almost guarantee that there's probably horrible performance issues at, you know, higher populations. But we haven't got there yet. So we'll see it as we approach. But yeah, I don't really have like, you know, again, it's just where it's like I'm using this video as a vessel to be like, hey, we got, you know, 1 or 2 more videos coming out before everybody has access to the game. What do you want to hear from me? And I think the biggest point that I can make here is do not let anything that I say be a definitive game breaker for you where you're like, oh, Moose said this, I don't want to touch the game now. I cannot encourage people enough to please formulate your opinions after you've experienced the game. Let's all try out the game together, see how it is, and then go ahead and formulate your opinion on it. But I do know that some people want to wait and see, you know, videos from us, content creators, on it. But I just, yeah, I don't know. I guess the TLDR is I just hope nothing I say, you know, ruins the game for you or gets you too hyped and then, you know, you're let down. Like, experience it for yourself and then make your decisions on it. Or watch the gameplay and then decide I'm going to get it or I'm not going to get it, the game. So, yeah, that's I don't know. What would it be called? A PSA? Wait, I think that's what it is? PSA, public service announcement. Look at that. I know some things. So we placed down the medical clinic and now we're going to spam down some parking. And parking is cool in this game. I guess, you know, we'll talk about like negatives in this. I really don't like that they did parking as assets. Like the buildings, it's cool how they work. It's cool how the AI interacts with them. But I think a missed opportunity was using the tool that we have to zone out industry and landfills that you'll see in upcoming episodes here. That tool, how cool would it have been to draw out a area and have that just be filled with parking so you could fit any shape? You know what I mean? So you could sort of make it work on any shape by using, you know, a tool to draw an area like we can with landfills, like we can with other things, to draw out an area and have that be filled with parking. Because square assets for parking, personally, that makes no sense. Yeah, there's square parking. Sure, definitely. But like parking is in weird, wacky, hard to fill areas. So yeah, I was really upset with the way that they did parking and, you know, like classic North American hot take, right? Oh, new city builder doesn't do parking the right way. Oh, I know it's a hot take. Probably I'm going to get flamed in the comments. I get it. Listen, I'm trying to craft realistic Canadian cities out here. I need wacky parking. But hey, we get cool parking assets, which is a huge dub again for console players, right? So coming in here, detailing up the hospital. Again, there's not much detailing that we can, but hopefully this gives you a look from somebody who has, you know, 10,000 hours in City Skylines 1, is considered a hardcore detailer, how a detailer approaches City Skylines 2. That's one of the big goals from this. I try to bring that flavor in of like how I played the game. There's plenty of great vanilla guides, City Planner plays, awesome people like that to have that stuff. But I wanted to give a video out there for here's how a detailer plays City Skylines 2. So you all can see that, there's still some possibilities. Not much, sure, but that'll come in time, right? Again, I think it's not the best, and I encourage people to not look at this and compare it to Cities 1. Look at how long Cities 1 has been out. Look at all the workshop content for it. You cannot compare City Skylines 1 to City Skylines 2. Or I guess City Skylines 2 to City Skylines 1. The second I started, because I did that, right? I did that. I relate to all of you. I did that. I was that person, right? And I didn't like the game. I didn't like City Skylines 2. I was like, this is, oh my gosh, I just want to play City Skylines 1. I stopped doing that, and I cannot tell you how much happier I am. It changed everything, and I am heckin' in love with this game, and I hope you all enjoy it as well, too. This game is, again, there's issues, there's stuff that people are frustrated about, there's stuff that's missing. If I look at the game and how it is now, I'm really, really happy with it and so excited for the future of it. So let's build an elementary school. So we're going to come in there, we got some cool parking, and the road that I'm going to draw out here is a one-lane, a one-way that is going to be for buses only. But I didn't get it unlocked in this episode, which was frustrating. I thought I could have made it in this episode to get you all the transportation, because we want to add trains because it's going to shape the character of this historic neighborhood, before we get to the downtown. It's also been fun taking my time with this game and crafting these cool areas, these neighborhoods with character, because I always start with a downtown and build out from there, right? Rural Canada A, a perfect example of it. And I got to approach this completely differently. Like, this is changing everything and changing the way that I approach city building and think about the game. And it's kind of really cool. Like, I'm really enjoying this experience of changing the way I approach it and changing how I play it. And I don't know, it's made me appreciate a lot of things, and change the way that I'm going to approach cities. But I also think we'll get more. Like, I started the downtown because I can realistically grow from the downtown down to suburbs. But I kind of like the fact of building communities that are gonna change. Like, it feels like we can have natural growth and natural change here. Some of this might stay, but maybe in 10 episodes, this neighborhood has changed completely, right? When we get to transport in the next episode, this area is absolutely going to change because of the train. I don't know. I think things like that are really cool. And there's a lot of cool ideas that I'm going to propose in the live play, but I am making all of you, the people who make up this channel here, this community, all of you are official Strathcona city planners. I'll discuss that more in the live play, but I'm excited with some of the ideas. A huge shout out to infrastructurists who set the blueprint on how to incorporate communities better into City Skylines videos. So a huge thank you to Infra, who has incredible ideas that we can, incorporate into our own videos over here as well. So we get the school detailed up here, place down some trees. I don't know what it's called. I forget. Linden, maybe? But a cool tree there. Now, I understand the point of the radius, but because the tree grows out, that's the full size that it's going to be. But that radius drives me crazy. But I get it. I understand it. Honestly, I don't know. I know people probably are expecting the 19th embargo list. They're expecting hot takes on the game, but I don't really have hot takes. I don't know. I don't I'm sure there'll be other people that roast it for certain things and whatnot. I love the game. I don't know. Call me a Colossal Order fanboy. I don't care. Call me whatever. I'm really happy with the game that they put out. And I'm not afraid to say it, that I quite enjoy the game, and I don't really have critiques because I see that the future of this game is just massive. I cannot wait to see what people come up with. And I think for me, it's the simulation. The simulation is so much more in-depth, and that's what I craved in City Skylines 1 that I never had, And so, I'm really pleased with that. Also, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know I'm not talking about much that's on screen. We're talking about, other things. Future episodes, we absolutely will, once the game's out and everybody has, their stuff on it. But I want to give you, information and stuff as we get close to our early access fading away, but what a cool experience it's been. And thank you to everybody who supports me here on the channel. We don't get early access to these things if it's not for amazing support from all of you here. So you could do roads that are off-centered there, but there is a little cutout, so make sure to factor that into your cities there, or like where buildings are, because it would have destroyed that apartment building, but I wanted to keep it. So instead, we just had the road end, and I kind of like that because it looks kind of natural. Maybe I can detail it to show that the road was there, and now it's pedestrian friendly. There are pedestrian streets, but again, I can't draw a road through there, so I'll try and figure that out. But yeah, we hit small village, and there it is, large village. We heckin' made it. We're all the way here. Large village finally, and that's going to be the final one that we hit here. We're going to head into the live play shortly here, so I'll connect with you all in the live play. Here we are showing off large village, but I'll connect with you all in the live play here. Yeah, see you all soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. Live play, let's connect. Welcome back, everybody, to the live play portion of the episode. I hope you all enjoyed the episode and give you a little insight to how I'm going to approach the game without the mods and assets that we have in Cities Skylines 1. I'm quite enjoying the game despite the fact that I don't have, a lot of the things that I use to make realistic cities and make them more unique, but I'm pleasantly surprised with the things that we can do currently to try and achieve that level of realism. Take a look at the downtown here. We'll show off the city. I know there's not like a crazy amount to show off. It is slower progression, so I hope you all are okay with that, but that's how I play the game, and it's how I'm able to approach it from a realistic perspective. I find if I build too fast or try to do too much, it ends up looking messy and not really the picture that I want or the product that I want to bring to all of you. So I hope you all enjoyed the build so far. I'm a little bit... I don't know. I'm tempted to remove these row homes or maybe keep one block here. I don't know. I'm trying to blend. So I'm using these. We have a video actually that comes out tomorrow discussing these row homes and actually discussing missing middle housing. And I'm really excited for that, but I want to use it in a more realistic approach here, and I feel like this would still be, like maybe this could be single family. We'll keep this to help bridge the gap to the bigger apartment buildings. Maybe I try and get a smaller apartment building to zone in the corner, but I'm trying to start to lead towards the downtown, right? So let's do... I talked about it in the time lapse there, but we'll do a quick overview here from above on what the layout is and what the idea is. So in this area here, this I believe will have the downtown core. Now, alternatively, this entire area could be suburbs, right? It could be a small city, some main streets, heavy suburbs, drawing inspiration from both Toronto suburbs and Vancouver. I'm thinking about the Kitsilano area in Vancouver specifically for that. So this could be, suburbs with the downtown sitting here, because I think this could be really cool. Have some attachments here to this little island that I think we're going to save as a nature reserve. But I thought this plot of land could be really cool as like the downtown core. Now, more realistically, probably this should be the downtown core. And I think I'm going to use Infrastructurist as inspiration for this series in the sense of doing polls that relate to the episodes as we progress the city to help include all of you more. I want all of you to be a big part of this series and help act as a city planning committee for decisions where I'm a little bit unsure on what I think should be there. I think it's a fun way to approach it. But here it is, for the live play portion, here is the downtown so far, or what will be. I mean, likely this is going to be downtown. This is just like a cool, Main Street suburb. But yeah, I think this will be Main Street. So like walk on to Main Street. Also, we're going to do like a train one. I want to get to transit, some more education, and what was the other one? We got to get services in, but transit is the big one coming up that I want to get. That's why I left this area empty again, because I've got a plan for some rail. The other cool thing with this, because it's not like crazy. Again, we don't have options of detail the way that we normally do, right? And so here's the little part that we detailed, and this is kind of showcasing what we can and can't detail, or like where sort of the restrictions are, because there's no props and stuff like that, right? But I kind of like it, you know, to be honest. Kind of like that break in detailing, you know, for it. But what I think we can do that would be fun is make changes to the city that realistically would have happened, you know, at the start of the city. But changes being like, maybe at some point we need to expand this highway and it might decimate a neighborhood, and you, the city planning, wow, I am, I'm good on English today. You, the city planning committee, can veto or approve that motion. Yeah, I don't know, things like that I think will be fun. But there's the city, and yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope you really enjoyed this episode, and please do share. Looking for a lot of feedback on how I'm approaching. We've got new videos coming out. The video that's coming out tomorrow is way different than anything I've done, and it's probably the proudest I've been about a video. So I hope you all enjoyed that. But yeah, let me know what you'd like to see, things you'd like to see covered in City Skylines 2. I'll treat this video as sort of the template. It's episode 1. We'll call this the pilot episode. So comment below, fill the comment section with what you want to see, things you hope I cover in the city, whether it be real world examples, things in the game that you want to see. I want to hear from every single one of you in the comments below on what you'd like to see from this series going forward. Things you liked, things you didn't like, things you wished I covered, things you'd want to see. Let me know in the comments below. As always, a huge thank you to the people that support me over on Patreon and Ko-fi. Disney Dude 1, Shane Turner, Fish Bob, Hey Guy Buddy, Braygard, William Epps, the Yed _ Anthropophagic, the Jonah, Trevor Sabo, Poplar Ponderosa, and Lone Bear CA. A huge thank you to those people. As always, I'm Canadian Moose Plays. This was City Skylines 2, and I'll catch you all in another video really soon. Happy building, eh?